Last night at about 6:30 and we leave here after breakfast in about an hour or so. Pretty gloomy sort of day out there. This map shows the route we took up the coast of Peru and then inland up to Juarez, where we had our 2 days of acclimatisation. When the route turned inland, the landscape got drier. It was a comfortable bus. Here we've just come over a 4,100 metre pass, our first view of the mountains. We're on the first acclimatisation day out of Juarez. And this is looking the other way, up the valley towards some of the higher peaks. Not sure if we're heading up that way. It's going in that direction anyway. Halfway through the morning of the first acclimatisation day into this village. Making mud bricks there.
So yes, that's right. Yes, I've got his Christmas card still on my camera.
Clean ruins. 1,000 years old. This was the destination of the first day's acclimatisation. Well, they don't seem to like the camera.
There's a big set of ruins called Chavín de Huántar, which is in the area of Huaraz.
How old were they?
Chavín de Huántar tendrá igual como 2000 años, ¿no?
Hablemos de antigüedad, es 3000 años de antigüedad.
3000 years. 3000
1000 años antes de Cristo. ¿No?
Yeah, 3000 before Christ. So
Yes,
Before Christ.
5,000.
Earthquake of 1970. Some of these rocks
What, an earthquake or just old age, as it were?
Was the earthquake?
Yes.
You can see here a big
that
crack.
split and cracked right the way along.
They mixed this mud with some sticky solution,
Yes.
keeping this place safe from earthquakes. They were tyrants and they dominate everybody. So
So anyone
the tribes around they had
would be their slaves.
They had a bad feeling about these people, and they tried to destroy their buildings. So they build this kind of buildings. He says it's like undestroyable.
Must be quite difficult too, because you've got such heavy roof slabs. They've got to be propped up on the outside so they don't just slide off and collapse the whole thing.
Before that, the old people they bury their bodies with gold and different things. So some people probably
been
here.
People would have come in to look for.
This is the
And
arms,
That's right. Yes.
the foot, the body is very small. This is face.
That's right.
Outhouse. This is our second acclimatisation day. A little bit tougher than the first one. We had to leave the bus behind today because it broke a bearing. Hopefully it'll catch up with us before we get back. And that's the way we're heading up there. Going up to Lake 69. Further on, it's 11:40 now. Day 2 acclimatisation. You can't from down there. Quite a climb really. A bit over 4,000 metres, doesn't feel too bad. This is lunch spot. And it's hailing, just small hail, but it's coming down. Just to the side here is a bit of a lake. Lake 69.
Make a snowball and throw it at him.
This is one of the obstacles on the drive-in to the start of the trek. Came across this gate and there's no one here to open it. Just to try and attract the attention of the gatekeeper. And that's the way we're heading, if we can get through the gate. Fixing the puncture. A second delay along the way. There's a bit of a puncture. You can actually hear it hissing. The rock between the tyres is what caused the problem.
There's the Bolton Street. If you wish, I would go and pick it. I would go and hold the stone that goes in the truck.
It's just Here we are finally after that interesting buckside at Camp 1. 2 trigger tents there, and there's the mess tent and the dining tent just here. And tomorrow we go up over the pass. And that's just looking back the way we came up. This map shows the route around the Huay Huash. This is day 1. Left the camp, over the pass, down the other side, along the river, into the campsite. Now we're into day 1. Come from down there. Quite a climb up from the campsite below. A little bit of snow and rain. Looking back over the way we've just come. Filming all the action. These are our horses coming to the top of this first
These are
pass.
ours, these the blue cut stones.
Yeah.
I think these ones are also, these second lot are also ours.
Are they ours as well? Alright. And how high are we?
4,700.
4'7", a respectable height.
Which is not bad, is it?
Dinner. This is the actual summit of the pass. The panorama from the top. Weather seems to have cleared a bit now. This is looking down the other side. Track we'll be following shortly. Here we are at the end of day 1. An interesting but tough day. Marvellous campsite, but a little bit windy. Going for a walk up there this afternoon, keep us fit. Up to the lake. And here's day 2 over yet another pass. Not so steep this time. Down the other side to camp just above the lake. This is the top of the day 2 pass. It's almost as high as yesterday's, but it wasn't as steep. It's just as well because I'm not feeling too hot. Looking forward the way we're going. All downhill, thank goodness. Pepe on the left.
No, tenés que escuchar su pedo del huevón ese.
Ya, listo.
It's nice to see the campsite already set up for when we arrive. rather unstable table. View of the lake from just above the campsite. Our rest day walk tomorrow takes us up there. This day is to be a rest day, so we walk up the river and visit the two lakes. On the day walk on the rest day, looking back towards our camp, we headed up that way. We got the left hand side of that moraine.
Right, mate.
G'day. How you going?
Over. Winter fuel.
It's a little settlement a bit further on. Small farm. What a nice spot. View of the lake, with our campsite just up on the left. We are still on the rest day, which as usual is proving quite a challenge, anything but a rest. Quite magnificent scenery, you know. We've just climbed up this moraine and having a little break.
I mean, it wasn't temporary ice cave. This was and it's not there anymore. Falling somewhere in that glacier. In that last. It was this side, was it? I think so. Yes.
This is all part of the Sula Sea.
Yeah, Sula. This is the Sula.
Arriving at the lunch spot, our idyllic spot on the grass. Day 4 started off again with another climb over another fairly gentle pass down to Huay Huash. Bit further on day 4. Nice and easy river crossing with good stepping stones. There's Brian here doing a good job. Just looking back down the way we've come up. Another gradual incline. Pleasant day. Getting near to the top of the pass. This area has been burnt to help regenerate with the grass and the grazing for next year. Preparing lunch on day 4. Nice spot by the lake. Lunch time for the donkeys too.
That's 5 hours by the ship. That's just boring.
You're used to these short days. Now this seems
Me?
to be well, you guys, we are.
I'm not used to this.
Now this day seems to be long.
A gastro lunch. Lunch on the 4th day, is it?
Day 4.
Day 4.
Day 4.
This really doesn't look real, but it is. Not sure what it is, it's quite a way off. The classic pyramidal peak. Near the end of day
There's someone else
4.
camped down here. How disgusting. Brian,
I noticed.
there's someone down there. What a scandal.
Down there is our camp.
Those are locals doing laundry. Locals doing laundry.
Oh, locals in. Well, I'll let them do that.
Okay, thank you.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
This is about half an hour later, maybe even less, and here we are at the camp of Huay Huash. Lovely sunny afternoon, perfect campsite. All you could ask for, as long as we don't get any bandits. We came down just past that peaklet just there. And this is looking at the way we have to go tomorrow. Seems to be a pass a day. Quite hard work. The next day took us over yet another pass. Fairly gradual rise up to the top, down past Lake Vikonga to the campsite.
Glacier in the mountain.
Beginning of day 5 on our way up our daily pass.
I'm never convinced by these names.
Just looking back down.
Well, Iglima,
Been walking about an hour, just under an hour,
80
3/4 of an
kilometers
hour.
south in the coast.
And this is looking the other way, looking at where we're going. Pleasant day again, hopefully. There's a track ahead. I heard that.
Two coming up as
There's a lot of this sort of mossy, tufty, swampy stuff, rather like you get in Tasmania. Looking up to today's pass, still a fair way off.
Dingo ate my baby. My baby.
Ah, he got the radio. He still can't get BBC on it. I've been trying to persuade him to get the BBC London on his radio.
Top of today's pass. Armed guards, thought to be useful after some attacks on Checkers last year. Herd of yamas.
It's got a red flag on it. It's got red tabs on its ears.
Yeah.
They're farmed, they're not wild.
No, they're farmed. They're not wild llamas or alpacas. Not anymore.
And these are llamas, these are not alpacas.
Llamas.
Llama.
Yes.
Llama. You stay
Longer
there,
neck, longer face, longer ears, bigger animal.
Sonny. You stay there, Sonny.
Bigger animal.
They're moving, huh? Yes, it's a nice one on the skyline.
This is a dammed lake, as you can see, with the level down. Made a bit of an ugly scar on the landscape. And there's the actual dam. We're heading down that way to the hot springs. Having a bit of a rest of it. Campsite's down there on the right somewhere. This is hot water.
Right. Ready? Here, at the edge. Right. Ready to go out.
There's the lunch spot. And just come round here a bit.
There we are, lovely.
All that flapping you can use my tent, because I'm sitting in my tent and just sat outside it is one of our donkeys who's decided to have a rest. Had a hard afternoon carrying stuff back from the washing place. He'll probably rest for a while and then go and have some food. Another really lovely campsite, but as usual it's still windy. Day 6 and over another pass. Down the other side to a camp in the valley. Here we are, day 6, going up a 5,000 metre pass. You can see our camp down there, although it's a bit distant. We've only been going about half an hour. Just looking at the pass we're heading towards. 5,000 metres, the highest point on the whole trek.
Tell the truth, Tony, tell the truth. It's not 7,000 meters.
There's still quite a way to go. But not as far as it looks, we'll soon be there. Looking back the way we've come up.
It's this cameraman. No one else.
Here we are at the top. Around 5,000 metres. The highest point on the whole trek. This is adjusting the loads for the downward journey. Wait till shift forward, I suppose. This is looking back at where we came, of course. It's not only hard for us, it's hard for the donkeys as well.
Presumably once they're beginning to go, there's one there lying down, presumably isn't too happy.
No, last year we lost 2. Really? After after this campsite, I remember.
Looking down the way we're going. Coming into camp at the end of day 6. We came down from the pass that's on the right. Another lovely campsite, but there's a bit of a wind tunnel. The next day we had no pass. It was down the valley to the village and then up the other side to our campsite. Looking back up where we've come down. Nice easy morning's walk so far. We've been going about an hour now. We're at the junction of the 2 rivers. Well, above the junction of the 2 rivers. We'll be heading down there.
Hey, don't flirt with that.
No, that's good. Solid country over there.
Those are bromeliads.
Yes.
Bromeliads.
Shall I bring you one back?
It's okay. I have. There's some over there.
Now at the bottom of the gorge, and this is the river we were following earlier where it plummets over the edge. Pepper and John with another group of trekkers closely on their heels. The junction of the valley is there for heading for lunch. And we turn right and then go up. The village of Urapa. The only village we're to see on this trek. Urapa. Modern communications here. Village square.
Like a cowboy town, huh?
This is the lunch spot after the village on day 7. Under the eucalyptus trees. Makes me feel quite at home. End of day 7. Long haul back up to here after the village. As you can see, we're sort of in the tops again. Horses at the end of the day enjoying a good lick of salt. fault, I suppose he feels like a brute.
Ibis. Una ibis.
If you got one stone, we can kill them both. This is from the campsite, looking the way we're going tomorrow. We go up down to the left, that spur. Today we headed up over this pass for a fairly short walk down to a campsite just the other side. This is the breaking of the camp ritual again. Beginning of day 8. A fine day after a cold night. And frost in the tent there still. Sometimes there's a bit of a struggle packing up. I need to stamp on it. A toilet tent there. Just looking at the valley where we're going. Some way up from the camp now, going about an hour. Camp's out of sight round the bend. And the pass is through there. And this is the top of the penultimate pass. Got one more to go tomorrow. That's the way we've come up. And that's the way we're going forward. There's tonight's camp, still a fair way off, but it's only about 11:30. Today we headed off down the valley and up this other one, over a pass, down another valley and down to the lakes of Yawakocha. Day 9, packing up at the camp. I didn't get a shot of it last night because it was raining. Still quite cloudy and misty, but quite pleasant. Donkey's having a last minute feed. A couple of horses as well. Forest of quinoa tree, which goes very high, above 4,000 metres, or up to just over 4,000 metres.
This is because
This is the way we're going.
They say, yeah, okay, but we carry our own pack, you know. The one that
Top
doesn't.
of the last pass. The last gasp on the last pass, in fact. Quite a climb up here, as they all have been. About 4-8.
I do 45 minutes, so you can do that.
A lot of people up here. Looking down the other side to where we have to go, which is normally worse. Going downhill that way. down from the pass. Getting near the end of day 8 now, and the campsite's just down here. And there's our campsite going up. This is our camp for the next 2 days. Yesterday we walked up the valley to have a look at this moraine blocked glacial lake.
Muchas gracias por permitirnos haber entrado en tu reino sin ningún problema. Sigue siendo así.
There's a clear solar halo today.
Pachamanca means the pacha is the earth and the manca is the pot or the oven.
We also have a supply of beer there and people to drink it.
Now that
For this traditional barbecue, the first thing to do is heat up all the rocks. Then you get some lamb,
Like a baby, you carry it like a baby.
hopefully fresh. Frolicking around the fields 1 minute, lying on hot rocks the next. Then you pile everything onto the rocks and go the spuds. And there goes the sheep we call Sunday. Then the whole thing has to be covered up. So tight that no smoke comes out. And of course due respect has to be paid to the occupant. The waiting's the hard part. And 45 minutes later it's all dug off. Unwrapped. And out comes the cooked meat. Yummy Sunday. Over 2,000 varieties of potato in Peru apparently. This is Sunday in all her glory. several potatoes here. Is it hard?
Come on. Don't start, don't start.
Our last day's walk took us down the valley and then we contoured down the side of the hill along an old water channel. Down the other side, a steep descent to Yamak. Here we are at the beginning of day 11, last day. This is the path we're walking on. It's dead flat. It's actually sort of a water channel. Easy way to gain height above the river. This is the way down towards Yamak. Pretty steep. Not sure where the village is, it's somewhere down there. Well, there's the end of the road. End of the trail anyway, there's Yamak. Our final campsite on the football field at Yamak. A bus coming along tomorrow to take us away back to Lima. There's the actual village. On the drive out now, we've been going a couple of hours and we've stopped to take in the view. The Huay Huash range.